Well, hey everybody, I'm Jesse Munson with Munson Boats, and today I'm excited to show you a 52-foot oil spill response boat. It's the 5th boat that we've built for this client that's identical. It's one of the most capable craft that we've ever produced. Lots of bells and whistles, extremely seaworthy, and these 5 vessels are designed to protect the shoreline of British Columbia from Alaska to Washington State, 16,000 miles of shoreline. The boat is very, very capable, lots of equipment for oil spill response. Come on board and let's take a look. Starting at the bow here, the bow door is 8.5 feet wide, easily accepts trailers and full-size vehicles, pickup trucks. We have a bow control station, secondary station to the main helm. On that side of the bow, we have a Maxilift ML330 hydraulic crane. Can be used to deploy skimmers and lift equipment, pallets on and off the boat. Here we have a hydraulic davit, as well as auxiliary hydraulic circuit for running oil spill response equipment. Underdeck holds for holding absorbents or any other type of equipment that they want to store out of the way below deck. The cabin is elevated 6.5 feet above the main deck to allow the open cargo deck area is 36 feet long from the bottom of the bow ramp to the head compartment here. There's a lower head compartment. One of the things that we learn from building as many boats as we do is, trying to make the customer's job easier. Rather than installing the batteries in the engine compartment where they're difficult to access, get to, replace, we put the batteries in these lockers forward of the engine compartment with a false bottom and a pad eye here to help lift them out and not hurt people's back so bad when dealing with batteries as time goes on over the life of the vessel. On both sides of the vessel, we have our typical Munson side boarding doors, making boarding on and off the dock really easy. You can see we have another one here on the starboard side. Moving up to the bow, the boat's got these fire extinguishers in these plastic containers that keep them from rusting away. That's one thing that definitely happens quickly in the saltwater environment. And then we have a big Lumar windlass with a bow anchor roller for anchoring. LED courtesy lights installed throughout the vessel, starting up here at the bow all the way to the stern, both sides of the boat. So over here on the starboard side, we have a hydraulically driven washdown pump capable of 65 gallons per minute. It's extremely high powered for putting out fires or just washing the boat down when necessary. You can see we have this catch basin for the diesel fill. The last thing an oil spill response organization wants to do is spill fuel while fueling, so we've got a nice catch basin here. This boat is equipped with 3 cameras for maintaining, what's going on out of sight of the operator. So down below the superstructure here, we have this camera, as well as a camera facing the stern deck behind the cabin, as well as inside the engine compartment. One of the features I really love about this boat is the full walk-around wheelhouse. We've got a perimeter breezeway installed 360 degrees around the cabin. Things as simple as cleaning your windows are really difficult if you don't have an exterior breezeway around the outside of the house. The cabin has 2 doors, one on the side as well as one on the stern. And this exterior breezeway is just nice for communicating with the crew. Great visibility from up here, great safety railings, really, really nice layout. The bow door is capable of supporting over 10,000 pounds of rolling payload and is operated with a 12-volt winch with push-button operation up here at the bow, as well as up at the cabin for ease of raising and lowering the door when needed. The vessel is outfitted with a full-width swim step with perimeter 4-inch D rubber. One of the special features we did on this boat was stern push knees. Not necessarily for pushing, but when they're towing barges, if they're coming in close, we don't want the barges crashing into the stern and damaging the boat. It also has a 6-inch Schedule 80 pipe tow post. And like all Munson boats with a tow post, we have a titanium line parting knife. In the event of an emergency, the knife's right here to cut the line and stay out of trouble. So today I'm here with Justin Lagerway. He's the quality control manager for Munson Boats. Justin, explain what kind of speed and performance and, you know, your side of what you see from the helm here.
Oh, this boat performs like a beast. She cruises about 28 miles an hour, 38 miles an hour top speed. These Scanias will run all day at cruise with 700 gallons of fuel on board.
The boat's incredibly quiet. It's hard to believe we're doing about 30 miles an hour right here. Excellent visibility, 360 degrees. It's one of the reasons I decided to put the head compartment down below the wheelhouse and not obstruct visibility. Even with a giant tall payload like a trailer or a pickup truck with a big canopy on it, you're going to see right over the top of it. So up here at the main helm, we've got the pilot and co-pilot positions. We've got a tandem double wide captain seat for 2 people, single for the pilot. 3 Furuno 14-inch TZD touch displays. After the pilot and co-pilot seats, we have a seating for an additional 6 passengers. There's a 2-person bench seat directly after the pilot seat, as well as a 4-person settee with a table. The table can be dropped down and a filler cushion can be put on to make a full bed in the event you're transporting somebody who's injured or sick. We have a King Picowatt 120 volt heater that runs off the generator in addition to the Wabatso diesel fired cabin heater. We do have a rooftop air conditioner, and we have nice overhead grab rails like we put in all of our cabins. And then a small galley with sink, microwave, and refrigerator back here in the aft corner. So one of the really incredible features on this boat, in my opinion, was the zip wake interceptors. There's 4 of them on the stern with the control here right next to the helm. The boat, when without zip wake being turned off, it gains 100 miles of range when they're turned on. That's how much more efficiency can be gained with the 700-gallon tank. We gain 100 miles of range by turning on the zip wake and just using its automatic control feature with no interaction whatsoever, just turning them on and letting them do their job. So, you know, as a United States boat builder, we're extremely familiar with U.S. Coast Guard regulations and, you know, inspected passenger vessels, etc. But we've also become extremely competent in Transport Canada regulations. And this boat has gone through all the compliance and documentation, ISO stability, etc., to have a passenger rating of 12 persons, as well as be able to operate the crane and haul cargo all simultaneously while meeting Transport Canada requirements. So one of the other cool features on these boats is large engine hatches with gas struts. We've got these safety walks here for going in and out of the engine compartment with a ladder system, both sides. The main drive shafts that are coupling the engine to the water jet have aluminum covers to keep it safe. And these twin 750 horsepower Scania diesels are keel cooled. So there's no raw water going through these engines. Using Fernstrum grid coolers, closed loop system, so when the boat's sitting on the beach and it's shallow water, you're not sucking up, you know, seaweed and other, you know, stuff that could foul the seawater cooling system. This is completely self-contained.
So Jesse, yeah, like you were saying, the engines are equipped with Fernstrum keel coolers. The keel coolers lay up inside of these recessed boxes in the hull, so they're protected from any debris striking the keel coolers while the boat's underway. Something else about the keel coolers is they allow the boat to operate in either oil or ice without affecting the cooling system on the engines. We have epoxied the bilges in this engine room, so everything that you see from chine to chine all the way to the keel has been epoxied just to protect the hull, keep it clean, make it easy to maintain. Like we talked about earlier, you have this nice catwalk and the steps that go down into the engine room on this little landing pad here. This is where you would access all of the plumbing for the keel cooling system, the heat exchanger for the gearbox cooler. All of the Hamilton jet and Glendinning control systems are hanging in here on the bulkhead. Automatic charging relays, the 6 kilowatt generator. You can see the stainless steel wrapped exhaust for the generator and for the main propulsion engines here in the center and on the starboard side. Isolation valves for all of the keel cooling system. Something that you can't see in here is the 403 water jets that I'm standing on top of right now. Aft of me is all of the hydraulic plumbing for the Glendinning control system. 4 of these engines, twin load sensing Sunfab hydraulic pumps. Load sensing system, that's what drives the crane, the davit, and the accessory port for skimmers and other oil collection accessories. Over the top of the engines, aluminum expansion tanks. This is just in conjunction with the keel cooling system. Requires a little bit additional capacity for the coolant. There's a 5-gallon hot water tank in here. That hot water tank is plumbed both to the generator, so you can heat your water with AC power, or you can scavenge heat from these engines and do it via heat exchanger. Right above the hot water heater is a fire suppression bottle.
If you're out at seas and you have an engine problem, you don't want to be having to open these engine hatches and taking green water into the engine compartment. So we've put 15 by 24 oval Freeman hatches that also access the compartment on the port and starboard sides, so you don't have to rely on only these large engine hatches to get down in this compartment if you're out in heavy seas. The vessel is outfitted with a Maxilift ML330 hydraulically activated telescoping boom crane. It has a 5,000 pound lifting capacity and can boom out to 17 feet of reach. And it has remote operated controls, which Justin has in his hand here, that get you out of harm's way if you're lifting something heavy and don't want to be near the crane while the crane's being used. In my opinion, I believe the Hamilton jet larger vessels that we build are some of the most capable, reliable, most robust, and best workboats that we have to offer. The difference between a Hamilton jet boat versus, say, quad outboards or conventional straight shaft propulsion is comparing apples to oranges. We've got a lot of experience building jet boats. We know what to do and what not to do. And our job is to exceed the client's expectation, give them more than they ask for. There's some reluctancy for people to consider Hamilton jets because they think they're overly complicated or they don't know how to work on them. But the bottom line is you're buying a long-term investment that can do everything and do it extremely well. This boat can do things that a propeller-driven boat simply cannot do. And as a landing craft, I can't think of a better propulsion system than water jets. You don't have to worry about banging anything on the bottom as you're coming into the shallow water. With the Glendinning joystick controls, it dumbs down the skill level required to operate the vessel dramatically. Obviously, we still have a conventional helm and shift and throttle, but you can take command of the joystick, you can rotate the boat, you can walk it sideways, and you very nimbly control this vessel with very little experience. Well, Well, hey everybody, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch our video. This 52-footer is more impressive in real life than I can ever demonstrate in a video, but I'm trying to do my best to show you what we're capable of. Stay tuned for more, and thank you. Follow us at munsonboats.com. Have a good day.